Hey guys, MSW here, and welcome to my review of the LEGO Star Wars set number 75337, the ATTE Walker. This set was released August 1st of 2022, consists of 1,082 pieces, and retailed at $139.99. Let's get into it. In terms of building the ATTE, there's not exactly anything bad about building this, but not necessarily anything that stood out. It includes a part separator, which is always nice to have. We're always happy to have these kind of parts. But again, overall, it was a pretty simple build. There's a lot of technique involved to keep the structure of the machine, and once you get to this size of LEGO kind of builds, it usually is pretty common. I will say, due to the fact that this build is very symmetrical, there is a lot of repetitive building. You're going to build the same kind of foot 4 times. You're going to build the same kind of panel 4 times. If that's something that frustrates you, I get it. But again, it's a symmetrical set, so it's to be expected. There was a few stickers involved, which usually stickers are a bit of a gripe with me. These ones, for the most part, didn't upset me because they were details that if you tried to build out of LEGO wouldn't work very well. I will say 2 of the stickers that have annoyed me the most was probably the Republic symbols on the sides, only because I know for a fact LEGO has printed these kind of symbols out on pieces before, and it would be nice to see the print come back for those instead of having it be stickers. The build took me about 2.5 hours, but I had a few interruptions in between during my building process, so for an average builder like myself, I would range hour to 1.5, 2 hours if I was fully dedicated to building and wasn't trying to make sure everything was in shot. Like I said in the beginning, simple build, nothing crazy, nothing stands out, which isn't a bad thing. I'd say the minifigure selection overall is pretty decent for this set, but we're going to start at the bottom of the barrel with these, because first we've got 3 of your basic LEGO battle droids. I have nothing against these battle droids, I'll be fair. It's just that they're the same thing. We've had the same design since 2007. It's been almost a decade and a half at this point. And although it's nice to see that they're included in the set to give the ATTE clones an enemy to fight, it's battle droids. Like, yeah, woo, I got more battle droids. It's kind of my attitude towards them. It's nothing bad. I think that it is a solid design, and that's why it stuck around for such a long time, but it also never... It's a battle droid. Happy you got it for the enemy's sake, but it's not why you buy the set. The minifigures you do want to get for this set, though, we finally got a Phase 2 Commander Cody, everybody. Hallelujah. In all seriousness, though, I think this minifigure is probably the best one that you can get from this set, and it is probably the reason you buy this set if you're trying to invest in minifigures. I really do like the detailed helmets that they gave. I like the orange accents along the chin. I love that they gave him a custom head with a little scar by his eyebrow right there. It makes the more unique kind of design for him. And yeah, it's nothing too crazy, and especially if you go into the custom minifigure world, but for a LEGO minifigure, it's quite solid. My only gripes with the figure is probably the fact that the jetpack on the back is printed, and we are waiting for LEGO to release some clone jetpacks. That would be great, but that is something you can fix with customs if you really want to go there. And LEGO's been pretty firm about their stances on printing over cloth or parts. So for what we got, for what LEGO's willing to give, it's a pretty solid figure, and I'm decently happy with it. I'm glad we have an official Phase 2 Cody finally in LEGO form. And of course, you can't have Cody without his battalion. We get 3 212th Battalion troopers. They're fine. That's what I'll say about them. I mean, it's 212th. If you like 212th, you're definitely going to be happy you got them. This is based on the Utapau set, so of course it makes sense that they come with them. There's nothing really wrong with them. Details I do like about them is they've got a little few scuffs and dirt on their armor placements, on their helmets and on their torso. Adds a kind of detail to that, but other than that, it's not the most amazing. There is one gripe I have with them, is the fact that the top printing looks a little odd. It's not very symmetrical. And, usually it's not a big deal. I know printing with Lego can hit or miss sometimes. But when you see other clones that release the same year or newer or older, and they all have better printing symmetry, it kind of frustrates me that the 212 Troopers just kind of got stepped aside. They do come with their regular clone helmet that now is standard. I'm glad that they've got the right skin tone. Yeah, again, not a bad clone by any means, but, 212 for Cody makes sense. That's kind of the standard I have with that. The clone that came with the set that I was kind of surprised by, but like a happy surprise, was the Phase 2 Gunner. I love Gunner clone troopers. I don't know why. I have a special place for them. I think I liked collecting them when they had their Phase 1 back in the early days of the Clone Wars TV show when those sets came out. And I'm glad that they're increasing the amount. Last time we saw this Phase 2 specific one was 2017 in a Republic Fighter. And this one is technically new because of the helmet holes. If you hate them, you hate them. I don't mind them too much. They're fine. And overall, I'm very happy with this kind of surprise figure. Moving on to the builds themselves. The first we're going to talk about a little bit of a lackluster one. We've got our little spider droid. Lego has made so many of these at this point. They've got posable legs. They've got the antenna that can move. You can move the blaster and the eyes. We'll say the blaster's a little hard to move separately without moving the eyes. This is so common now that it's kind of basic. Like, I'm not mad they included it because of playability, but the fact that this was based on Utapau, they lost the opportunity to actually give us a crab droid, which is what's supposed to be on that battlefield. So it would have been nice if they include that. Sadly, they didn't, but I mean, we got something. It's nothing special, like the Battle Droid minifigures. Cool they included it, could have done more, but they didn't. Of course, you don't buy this set for the spider droid. You buy it for the walker. The ATTE that comes in this set is probably the best one that they've built so far. It's structurally sound. The legs, although the same techniques as before, are more unique and built differently for more accuracy, which I love. The gray color is better than the darker gray that they go along with, and the play functionality of this one I think is a lot stronger than the others. You of course have the posable legs, which some people are going to say, oh, why do they flop around like that? That's so weird. Main reason for that is if you want to put your ATT at an angle, they can get that slight angle and the feet can go wherever it needs to go, and it works genuinely pretty well. So well, in fact, that they've kept this technique for over a decade. Heads up though, don't make it too deep of an incline, because then you'll just have the middle feet kind of hanging there doing nothing. Of course, the legs are not exactly the function people stand out. Of course, the one that stands out the most is the giant main cannon that's on the front here. It has a whole 365 degrees turn. It has up tilt and down tilt for our main cannon, and it also includes 2 stud shooters, which is nice for playability. It's got a nice seat for our clone gunner to sit in, and that little control panel, which is always nice to see. I will say though, if the gunner clone trooper is sitting inside, he will jiggle around a little bit because there are no studs on the seat to actually keep him stable. Moving a little bit more down, you've got the first 4 out of 6 of the smaller side cannons. These are just posable little shooters. They're really fun. You've got 4 on the front and 2 on the back. Moving back to the front, we have our cockpit, which slides out. You just grab the 2 studs on the side and pull out. I like the detail of having those 2 side studs. Gives you a spot to grab them, which is really handy. There is a actual Lego seat there with some controls to sit either one of your 2 12 troopers or the gunner if you so desire, and you slide them just right back in. Nice detail I do enjoy the most, I think, of this is the fact that there are windows on both the sides and the front, so you can see the clone relatively well if he's in there. Moving along the cannon, the first compartment does open up and reveals 2 seats for some extra clones, along with some thermal detonators and a container to hold all the clone accessories that you want. As we move further, we come to the back compartment, which opens a little different. You first unclip the little clip and push the turrets down and lift the compartment up. It opens up to a much bigger compartment that holds 5 different seats, 4 regular seats, and 1 seat that has a little control panel for the back guns. That's a really nice detail that I really love. It also has a spot to hold some clone blasters in case they can't fit, a fire extinguisher, and a cup. Don't know why a cup is there, but it's got a cup. I think my favorite feature of the back is this new connecting piece they have. The fact that it just kind of slides in there and connects and holds really well keeps the shape a lot better than past sets. It's really, really appreciated. And of course, the last function that we'll go over is, of course, the dedicated handle that comes with the set. It's always nice to see that handle. I do not have an ATTE to test if it does connect to it, but it looks like a similar handle compared to the other sets I've seen that are compatible with that set. So your mileage may vary on that. I can't confirm it, but if it does, awesome. Other build details that stick out to me, I like that the details on the legs are more built versus just being stickers or printed. It looks a lot better. And on the front, they've got some clear studs that look like flashlights along with the bottom to have some more lighting features, which are very fun, little unique builds. So the question remains, am I happy with this set? Genuinely, yes, I think I am. I'm pretty darn happy with the ATTE Walker. I think it's the best ATTE Walker LEGO has released so far. And although it doesn't have like a 10 out of 10 perfect set in my mind, it's a really solid set. The price at $140 was a little high, but since last October, I have seen the set range from $110 to $120, and that's a much more reasonable price. And there's a lot of good things I can say about the set. Although the techniques in building are the same, they feel more perfected, which I really appreciate, especially with the new way the feet are built, the little extra designs, the little extra care it takes to keep the structure together. It just felt like a better set. Now, of course, that doesn't mean the set is perfect. Yes, the droids are a little lackluster. We all really wanted LEGO to make the crab droid, and they didn't. We got a spider droid instead. But at the end of the day, you don't buy this set for the droids. You buy it for the ATTE. And it's almost perfect. The only thing I can see that maybe is a gripe with me is the extra stud shooters on the turret. Makes the turret a little bulky. But at the same time, if I was a kid, that would have made that set amazing. Like, stud shooters? Awesome. Great play functionality. I'm all for it. As I said before, the build was stronger. You have a lot more accessories. You have a lot more area to put clones in. There's a total of 9 seats in this. That is awesome, especially compared to the last ATTE we got, which didn't really even have seats except for the cockpit and the turret. It's such an improvement over the last one. Speaking compared to the last one, the troops you get. Yes, they're not perfect minifigures, but you get 5 of them. The last time we got more than 2 clones in an ATTE Walker was all the way back in 2002 with the original ATTE Walker. You got Commander Cody. No, not a perfect figure, but really solid, and actually one I think they did a better job on. You get 3 2/12 troopers that, honestly, yes, the printing's a little off, but 2/12? You can't go wrong, especially if you love that Legion. If that's your favorite, this set's amazing. And you got a gunner. We weren't expecting a gunner, and you got one. That's a nice surprise. Overall, I think this set is really solid. If you can get it at that $112 price that most places have it now, I think you're going to go away really happy with this set. And that pretty much sums it up. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think about this set or what other sets I should be reviewing in the future. This was a lot of fun. Honestly, I haven't had this much fun doing a video in a while, and I appreciate all the support I can get from it. Make sure you don't forget to subscribe for more LEGO content. This has been a lot of fun, guys. Thank you all for watching again. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.